Hi, my name is Newell Davis with World Composting. It has been a while since I've made a video. I had a vacation, and then I ended up being sick, and then I had a family gathering to go to. So it's been about 3 weeks since I've done any updates at all as far as my worm bins without video, and now it's probably been about 2 months since I made my last video. So with that, we're going to start getting back into this a little bit, and the first thing we're going to take a look at is our urban worm bag that has the mix of red wigglers and European nightcrawlers in it. Now, we started the system a few months ago, and it's been running quite well, but it's probably quite dry at this point since it's been a few weeks since I've added any water or food or anything, and we're going to give it a big feeding of watermelon this time. So with that, let's go take a look at the system, see how it's doing, and see what we need to add to it, as I'm sure it needs food, probably some cardboard, and some moisture, of course. So with that, let's take a look at that system. All right, here is our urban worm bag. We're just going to go ahead and open this up right now. And as I said, it's been at least 30 days since I looked at this, maybe a little longer. Unfortunately, it's just been one of those times where I wasn't home a lot. You can see there's a little bit of moisture on here, but not a lot, so we can tell this is very dry. I'm just going to put that off to the side. And the center looks pretty good. The outside, again, is pretty dry. And this happens a lot with these urban worm bags and vermi bags. The moisture on the outside, there's a lot of air movement, or air that can transfer and moisture that can transfer, but the center stays nice and moist. Let's just kind of dig down a little bit in here, just see what we have. This had a mixture of worms in it, as I said, the red wigglers and European nightcrawlers, and you can see some in there. And they look pretty healthy. This is still good in the center. Plenty of moisture for them. It's just those outside sections that are dry. Let's just dig down a little bit into the system now. All right, here we go. Now you can really see, just break this apart a little bit. You can really see that there's a lot of worms in here, and they are doing very well. If this will focus, it's focusing not in the right spot. It's focusing on the corner for some reason. But yeah, these are doing really, really well in here, and I'm really impressed. Let me just see if I can get this to focus on the center there. There we go. Maybe that'll be a little better. All right, so there we go. Let's try that one more time now. Let's pull this up, and there we go. Now it should be focused nicely on that center section right there with the worms. And there's a variety of sizes in here, which says that this is working as far as the red wigglers versus European nightcrawlers. So this is working pretty well. All right, now with that though, you can see there's actually a whole bunch right there. Right now, we need to add a lot of stuff to this. This is all, as you can tell, very dry. This is not worth anything to the worms. They can't process it. There's nothing they can do. Let's just dig down a little bit more in these corners. They're all incredibly dry. So we're going to put that right on top for now, just like that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to add a ton of watermelon to this. And watermelon has a lot of water in it. Now I have a container underneath this. I can catch any extra water, but we've got a full container here of nice bright watermelon. Yeah. So with that, I'll just get some of this extra ice off. No reason not to have that there. And the reason why I put all of this fresh bedding from the sides on top here that's dry is the fact that, well, watermelon itself is also frozen solid. This is not actually, you know, it's not fresh, it's frozen. I freeze everything to make sure there's no bugs on it. And with that, it's hard cubes. So I want to make sure that it's not touching the worms, because frozen stuff on worms is not a good thing. So with that, let's go ahead and add some water to this as well. And then we're going to add some bedding on top. So for water, I'm just going to go ahead. I've got a sprayer here. I've got my rigid sprayer. I'm going to just spray some water on top here, just to kind of moisten this down a little bit and it's going to help thaw this out a little faster. You can see that it's even changing color as we go. That's one thing I've noticed, is you add a little bit of water, it starts that process for some reason a little bit quicker. I'm sure somebody in the comments can tell me exactly why that might be. Hopefully this is still in focus. And with that, we're going to go ahead and add in another layer of cardboard on top. I'm just going to kind of spread this out. And see, because we've got a good layer of cardboard on top there. And we're going to go ahead and add some more water to this as well, because this is not going to be getting any moisture really from the watermelon below it. The watermelon water is going to go down. Some of it might come to the surface, but not a whole lot. You can see we just need a lot of water in here. This is very dried out, and this is going to help the system kind of get moving again. Although it's moving a lot, the worms were still in here and they were doing pretty well actually. It still definitely needs some work, and I'm going to have to take a little bit better care of it going forward. Now with that, I see a little splotch of watermelon right there. I'm just going to grab some dry bedding material that I have over here to the side. I'm just going to just kind of cover that up. I don't like to leave anything not covered. Even if it's just a little bit of covering on it, that's good. And with that, we can go ahead and put our cover back on this, as that's going to try to keep that moisture in as it kind of evaporates upward. It's going to go back down. By the way, there's also a worm in here too, right here. You can see there's actually a worm in here. So there is some moisture up here, and they do like crawling around in those. I've definitely seen that in the past. And with that, we are going to go ahead and close this up and save this for another day. And as I said, I'm going to try to, now that some of my summer travel is done and some of those things are done, we're going to try to keep up with these a little bit better than I have been in the past. So with that, thank you for watching. If you want, you can check out some of my other videos on how to start an urban worm bag, or bokashi, or some of the other ways you can take care of your food waste that would work for you. So go check out some of those videos down below.